Let's have a conversation. So it's about 95 degrees in Texas. And yes, I'm wrapped up in a blanket and I have a bonnet on my head because it is freezing inside of my apartment. And I am always cold. So you have to excuse the blanket and this bonnet that's on my head to keep my head warm. But anyway, let's have a conversation. This walk with Jesus ain't for the birds. It ain't for the weak. It is. I've noticed I have been coming in contact with more people that are just starting their journey. And I will not sit here and lie to you. I will not lie. This walk is insane. It's so insane. And I won't say I see why it's hard for people to surrender. Because there's going to be a lot of conversations between you and God. Not you and God and your family. Not you, God, and your friends. Between you and God. And some of the conversations I've had in the beginning, when I first started this walk, and in my head, it was like, oh, this is going to be a boring walk. I got to like wear a long dress. Like I had this whole picture painted in my head, but that's not the case. That's not even the case. So as I got closer to God and really started tapping in and working on not being lukewarm or being cold, we had a lot of conversations. And one of the conversations I do remember was when I was drinking a lot, and he brought it to my attention 3 times. But I started praying crazy prayers like, remove anything that's not from you, anything you want me to let go of. I'm willing to let it go. So I just remember my pastor, he used to always say, I dare you pray those crazy and bold prayers. So I started praying those prayers, remove anything, block people, begin to remove them, shape me, mold me, all these crazy prayers, right? And he started answering them. So he started to reveal to me that you drink too much. And the first part of healing or recovering from anything is admitting that you have a problem. And I didn't think I had a problem because I'm like, what's 1 glass a night or 2 after work just to unwind? And then another thing that he brought to my attention was the way I was dressing. And I just remember one of my friends came over and she said, he hasn't dealt with you with your closet yet. And I was like, what are you talking about? And it's not like I was wearing like mini skirts. Those days were like over. Once I had my daughter and I saw her looking at me and I was like, oh no, I can't. No, she's not going to see me like this. So I got rid of the long dresses, but they were like really tight and like high split. And it was like a few days later, I go to church and one lady said, I see garbage bags. It's something with garbage bags. And I was like, so I said, okay, what do you want me to put in the garbage bags? I came home and it was like, your clothes. I was like, my clothes? Okay, all right. So I go in my closet and I'm looking at some clothes and I'm starting to pick out things and it's like just popping up. And what I got was, I need your husband to see you. So the clothes I was wearing, my husband was not going to see me. So I got rid of probably 3 bags of clothes, 18 pairs of shoes. And the funniest thing is when you try to keep something, you try to like hold on to it. Let me just tell you, the feeling is like, oh, I got to get rid of this. Even shoes. I was like, oh, I can just put this on. I was like, no, you can't walk into a new season with old shoes. I can't pour new into old. I need you to be unrecognizable, transform And you can't do that with your old ways or those old clothes that you had inside of your closet or those shoes that you used to wear. And I was just like, okay, I'll give it up. I'm good. I'm not attached to these things. Not too long after, I met my fiance, and the first thing he said was, it was the way you carry yourself, the way you carry yourself, but it was your outfit. And all I had on was a t-shirt and like these really big colorful pants that you can't really see my shape. It almost looked like it was a dress. And I had on some sandals and my hair in a bun. And I was like, and then the Holy Spirit reminded me and said, now you see what I'm talking about. And I was like, okay, I got it. Then it's just one thing after the next. And then he's like, I need you to be pure. I'm like, really? Okay, pure it is. That didn't go over so well. That did not go over so well. So, what I truly believe is that sometimes you have to let things go, because if it's meant to be, it's going to find its way back to you. So, I had to let go of some more things and just trust in God that it's going to work out in His timing. So, this walk, but let me tell you the peace that passes understanding. Let me tell you about the help. I told you the crazy parts. Let me tell you about me moving into my apartment in 24 hours. Application went in the morning. I moved in that night because I had to move out. Talk about $4,000 worth of debt wiped away from my old place. Before I left Jersey, that was $13,000 wiped away. To get my car here from Jersey, here to Texas, $1,000 he sent a friend to give me the money. Met a lady, wrote a check for $1,000. I don't know what you need this for, but the Holy Spirit told me to give this to you. It was for my rent because she didn't know I needed $1,000 more. I had to do like the whole quadro and stuff. A cousin, I got you. Here you go. My sister, my mom, just walk. It's amazing. Every day you have to remind yourself that you need to surrender. You have to surrender something for Him to fully and really use you and to be transformed. Because it's enough people out here, He's knocking at their door and they're peeking or they're not answering. So don't be a peeker. Just dive in. It is so worth it. I can look back and I can just laugh right now. Before it was like, ah. But just remember, when it's time to move by faith, and I get serious on this part, when He says walk by faith and not by sight, each thing He tells you to do, you're just going to need a little bit more faith. If it's to quit your job, you're going to do it. It's going to feel good. If He tells you to move, you need a little bit more faith, a little bit more faith. And as He tells you to do different things, you just get a little bit more stronger, a little bit more stronger. And let me just tell you, I wouldn't go back to my old life if somebody paid me $1 billion to do so. So I pray that this video blesses someone, because I just had to share. You got an excuse. He's so funny, and he has a sense of humor. Jesus is all I can say. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. I pray you all have an amazing day.